Hey friends, I hope your week is off to a great start. I feel like we haven't done a dessert recipe together in a while, so I am really excited to try out a new brownie recipe with you guys today. I've never had Black-Bottom Brownies before, but growing up, my mom used to make Black-Bottom cupcakes all the time. In fact, she's got a funny story about when I was 3 years old, she had made a bunch of cupcakes to take into school for my brother. While she was out of the kitchen, I ate the cream cheese centers out of every single cupcake. Clearly, I am a big fan of this flavor profile, and really, what's not to like? It's chocolate and it's cream cheese plus a couple other things. But really, this recipe is only 8 ingredients, so you've probably got all the ingredients to make this tonight. I do these Bon Appetit recipe tests every single Wednesday, so if you like this one, please be sure to give me a big thumbs up and click subscribe. Without any further ado, let's get into this recipe. Assembling the brownies is pretty straightforward. We've got 2 sub-recipes and we're just going to combine them. So first up, we're going to make the cream cheese filling. So in a medium bowl, I'm taking an entire 8-ounce block of cream cheese. To that, I'm adding granulated sugar and 1 large egg. So the recipe actually wanted us to do this in a food processor. However, as we've discussed numerous times, I don't have one, but realistically, if I did, I probably would still just do this in a bowl. It's not really a large quantity of ingredients. It's all like soft stuff that wants to come together pretty easily. I'm gonna switch that spatula out for a whisk. The cream cheese is looking a little bit lumpy, so I think a whisk is gonna just help break that up and get it all smoothed out. And so you can see, in just a couple seconds, this turned out nice and smooth and creamy, so no need to dirty up your entire food processor for this. This is all ready to go. I'm just going to set it aside and we can move on to the next step. For the chocolate portion of the brownies, I'm going to use a large bowl here, and I'm just going to add some Dutch processed cocoa. I like Dutch processed because I prefer the deeper chocolatey flavor. It's a great idea with cocoa to always sift it because cocoa does tend to be very lumpy. And if you don't get the lumps out before you mix everything together, those lumps are there to stay. If you have lumps like I do, you can just go ahead and push those down through the sieve. We don't need to separate anything out here. These are just clumps formed by humidity. Nothing to be alarmed about. Now to this Dutch processed cocoa, I have got an absolute boatload of granulated sugar. I kind of feel bad putting this much sugar in something, but you know it's going to taste good. A little kosher salt, and now I'm going to give this a whisk just to get everything evenly incorporated. So this is 1 cup of butter that's been melted, and it's cooled down slightly. The recipe wants us to continuously whisk this while streaming through the butter. Wow, this is kind of hard to mix together. It's really kind of clumping up as the butter's going in. And this is a very dry, crumbly mixture, and it is just putting up a fight. So as you can see, this is a super thick and sticky mixture. I'm hoping that this loosens up a bit as we start adding the eggs in. So first I've got some vanilla extract here, and then we're going to add our eggs 1 at a time, and we're going to whisk really thoroughly after each addition. So we've got all of those eggs incorporated. You can see the texture here is much more typical of a really thick and luxurious brownie batter. The final thing to add to this brownie batter is just a little bit of all-purpose flour. So I'm going to pop this in here and we're going to fold it just until it's combined. Once the flour is in the presence of liquids, it starts to develop those gluten proteins, and that's what's going to give you a tough and chewy brownie. So mix until you don't see any more pockets of flour and then stop. And so that was maybe 30 seconds of mixing, and we have got a beautiful, thick brownie batter. Now we're ready to assemble. Right, so I've got my 9x13 pan. I sprayed it with nonstick spray. We've got it lined with parchment paper for an easy removal. And now all we're going to do is do big dollops of both of these batters. And we're going to kind of leave holes here. So I'm going to put a blob of the chocolate, going to leave a little bit of a gap, put a blob of chocolate here. And we're going to be marbling this together. So anywhere where we're not putting chocolate is where we're going to put that cream cheese mixture. I'm actually going to go for a little bit more of a full coverage situation here. I don't think I want cream cheese sitting directly on the bottom of this baking dish. Now I'm going to go in, and anywhere there's a big opening, I'm going to put down a dollop of the cream cheese mixture. So I think probably the most important thing here is that you're getting an even distribution of cream cheese around the pan. We're going to marble this, but I don't think you're going to get too much travel to where you're going to fill in gaps if you don't have an even distribution. Now that we've got the blobs all spread out, we're going to use a dinner knife to marble this together. So you want something that has a little bit of width to it so that you get some drag and it pulls the colors around the dish. If you use a toothpick or something like that, it's just not going to give you quite the right aesthetic. So you want really fat swirls of the cream cheese moving throughout. I'm going to tap this on the counter a couple times just to kind of help it settle down and smooth out some of those ridges. Cool. I'm going to pop this into the preheated oven for 30 to 40 minutes until a toothpick going into the brownie comes out with just a couple crumbs. We don't want the cream cheese marbling to pick up too much color, so it should still be nice and pale when it's done. So the brownies were in the oven for a total of 52 minutes, so that's 12 minutes more than the recipe called for. But the toothpick is coming out with just a few moist crumbs on it, so I think that this is the place we needed to be. Interestingly, the last time I made Bon Appetit brownies, they were in the oven for a lot longer than the recipe called for as well. Maybe it's my oven, maybe it's the recipe.
Not really sure.
But now these need to cool down to about room temperature before we remove them from the pan. And this is the finished product. So the texture of the brownie here is super fudgy and gooey. The cream cheese feels like it's fully set up, so I am absolutely loving the appearance of these. I think that the flavor is going to be exactly what I'm looking for, so I'm just dying to dig into the brownie. I'm going to do a little break here so we can see the texture on the inside. So it's pulling apart. It is definitely very gooey in here. Oh my gosh. This looks incredible. I'm going to give it a taste. Oh my God. This is so fudgy. It's like right on the line of being like slightly underbaked, but it's like just perfect. Surprisingly not overly sweet. This feels really well balanced. I love the texture contrast. The cream cheese, just slightly sweet. It has a nice kind of tartness to it still because we didn't add a lot of sugar there. So I really like kind of the flavor combination and texture combination that I'm getting here. This is exactly what I was hoping it would be. This is probably one of the best brownies I've ever had, so I definitely recommend that you give this one a try. And with only 8 ingredients, I hope you have everything on hand to make these tonight because these are fantastic. I really hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you did, please be sure to give me a big thumbs up and click subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week.